Welcome back. Today we're talking about a 19-year-old Irish defender who just signed with L'Aquila in the Italian fourth tier, called Ryan Fagan. This is really a true show of determination, of having an end goal, putting a plan in place that leads you to your eventual goal. Obviously he's only 19, so there's a long way in that road to go, but it's a great place he's at already, and he's worked hard and followed a long path to be at this stage at a very young age, which has helped him develop and learn at every step of the way, leading to him signing pro terms for a club in the Italian fourth tier, which is obviously one of the biggest league systems in the world. So great for anyone to be, but especially in our case, such a young Irishman. Born in 2006, Ryan is a native of Tala in Dublin, starting off in earnest with Templeogue Utd FC, a talented side with a proven pedigree in Irish youth football. Working his way through the ranks, Templeogue, probably most famous player to date, is current Irish captain and Arsenal player Katie McCabe. Ryan stayed with the Dublin outfit until July 2019. He then moved to Irish side Peamount at under 14s level as a 13-year-old. Peamount is a big club in Irish football and a League of Ireland side, Premier side in the women's game. They do focus mainly on the women's game at the top end of Irish football, and they've produced a who's who really of Irish women internationals they've had through their doors at one stage or another. As such, he would have been exposed at Peamount to top facilities, coaching, setup, and as a result learnt a lot from it all during his just over a year time he spent there. On August 2020, he moved again, and you can see the pattern and thinking at play to another top Irish youth side, Esker Celtic, and into their under 15s. Esker Celtic have produced, again, players who have gone on to move to the UK and the League of Ireland proper. So again, a great place to be, hone his craft further, and at the still very young age of now around 14, he stayed with them for about 8 months and then moved to established second tier League of Ireland pro side Longford Town FC in March 2021, joining their underage setup. Another step up at the tender age of only 15 now, and one which he took in his stride, showing the confidence he and his family team had in his development and ability. Also showed his commitment, as Longford is a circa 3 hour round trip from Dublin, and was perhaps the first sign of the outside of the box kind of thinking that was at play here by, again, him and his team. A precursor of things to come. Shows the lengths, again, he was willing to go to, and the people around him, his parents. He stayed with Longford until the end of 2021, i.e. December. Just to note, a former player that was at Longford in the past was Keith Gillespie, albeit it was at the back end of his career, the former Manchester United and Newcastle player Keith Gillespie. After he left Longford, he went on to train with a couple of other teams in Dublin, and then in May 2023, when the now 17-year-old moved to UCD Academy, whilst also playing with Mount Merrion Youths FC as well, which was to be an interim stop with plans afoot. The next step at this stage of a career in the game would have been something like, after your leaving cert, the end exam here in Ireland for those outside of Ireland on the horizon, continue with UCD, who are an established League of Ireland side who move between the top two tiers in Ireland, where he no doubt would have got first team exposure as a pro, while also continuing with the option of continuing third level university studies while playing pro football at a high level. And if a good opportunity arose during the time with UCD, you could put your studies on hold, move with whatever option came across your desk if you so wished. Or if you wanted to focus solely on football, he could have moved to a League of Ireland side where he could get first team exposure off the bat, perhaps in the Irish First Division, with a second tier Irish side. Or alternatively, depending again on the offers on the table, move to the UK, maybe to an academy or Scotland or something. So they would have all been normal routes for a player at his stage in his career to consider, which no doubt he did, but shows again the forward planning and thinking outside the box mentality as mentioned earlier. So after leaving Longford, just going back a bit, while playing for other top Irish youth sides, Ryan also trained and played with a footballing academy called IFA, based at Sacred Heart FC, who provided trips to Italy, playing matches and training there, which led to him getting scouted by then Serie A side Monza in October 2022. So you're fast tracking your career basically. Ryan was fast tracking his career by doing that. So again, that's wouldn't be normal route for an Irish player. It's becoming more common, but it's still not normal. But shows the forward planning there by him and his team. While the trial at Monza didn't materialise into a permanent deal, it meant eyes were on him now in Italy, and he instead, in August 2023, moved to FC Pro Vercelli 1892, an Italian third tier side with their under-19s, which showed the strong will and hard work ethic of the player, as not only are you moving away from home, but also a country where you don't know the language. I presume he didn't know the language, and you don't know anyone either. You're moving on your own. Again, if you move to the UK, fair enough. You don't know. There's a good chance you don't know anyone there either. But it's the same language. It's not as far away from Ireland. People can go over very cheaply on the weekends, and you can come back. So it's not as big a separation as moving to Italy. Again, no family base there, no people that speak your language, and it's harder to get to. Not impossible to get to, of course, but it's harder than just going to the UK. You can go to the UK at a drop of a hat, be there in a couple of hours. So Italy is a different kettle of fish. So it shows real bravery and all at the very still young age of only 17. Ryan was at that stage. Also worth noting, while in his final year of schooling, i.e. the Leaving Cert, which he committed to completing via homeschooling, there he went on to impress with their under-19s during the 23-24 season. So much so that in August 24, he moved to Pescara Calcio 1936 and their under-19s for the 24-25 season. Another step up and testament to the player and his ever-improving skill set. Pescara's first team were and are another Serie C side, but arguably, again, I'm not an expert on Italian football, but arguably a stronger third tier side. And their youth team is in Primavera 2B, which has some very talented teams in it, like Napoli's under-19s and Frosinone's under-19s, who have another Irishman, Justin Faragi. We did a pod there, link above. So Ryan was mixing in high circles of Italian underage youth football last season. Obviously, he would have had options to stay on in the underage setup of Italian football, but again shows the determination and focus of the player. And on the 9th of July, just gone, 2025, he decided to step up again and not hang around in underage football when he signed pro terms with Italian fourth tier side L'Aquila on a 1-year deal for the 25-26 upcoming season. To some, they seek a multi-year deal, but in the lower leagues, a 1-year deal is quite normal. It is also, in my opinion, a better option for a player starting out, especially. You put in a solid year, get as much game time as you can, hopefully week in, week out, and then you're free and easy to make your next step with no restrictions. So the next move in your career, whether that's to hang on with, in this case, L'Aquila for another year, or somewhere else if you do very well and there's better options there financially and career-wise. So you're free and easy to move, so you're not stuck with a team that on a long deal maybe that's restrictive to you when you can progress. Obviously, on the flip side, there's security if you have a long deal. In Ryan's case, he has shown he is willing to assess all and any options if it's best for his development and progression, and he hasn't put a foot wrong in his career to date, quite the opposite, and long may that continue. Life has its ups and downs sooner or later, but as of now, everything couldn't be better on course. Future options could lead Ryan literally anywhere, but for now, all he has to do is focus fully on the pitch with his new team, which he will do, and let the future pan out as it will. When the time comes to make those decisions, he and his team have shown historically they will make the right moves, and I imagine this will continue. Impressive stuff to date has gotten him here, and that will only continue. At only 19, a long and successful career awaits in the programme for Ryan. If you liked the video, send us a like, subscribe, or leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you. Or buy us a coffee at the link in the description. And as always, we'll be watching.